L'amico geniale, the fantastic friend. This is how Gazzetta dello Sport decided to open their front page today, honoring the memory of Gianluca Vialli that yesterday unfortunately passed away at age 58. Gianluca Vialli that yesterday we saw messages from all around the world, not only Serie A, not only Juventus, but all around the world. Whatever supporting was honoring with sincere messages his memory. These were touching moments. A mighty icon of Sampdoria, where he won a Scudetto with, but also Juventus with the Champions League. Guys, Gianluca Vialli is also an icon of that trophy won by La Nazionale Italiana with that Euro 21 Cup. And that's why Corriere dello Sport is opening with Un abbraccio per sempre, a hug forever, the one between Roberto Mancini and Gianluca Vialli. Roberto Mancini, long friend or maybe even a brother of Gianluca. Beautiful images. We all want to give a hug forever to Gianluca Vialli. Tuttosport instead is bringing us back to the night of the 22nd of May 1996, wearing that shirt and lifting that Champions League in the air. The last captain to do it. And Gianluca Vialli, I hope he will forget all of us that we were using that picture massively yesterday, because one day he said to Guido Vasiago, I start to be bored about that picture. I start to not like that picture of me lifting that cup in the air anymore. Why? Not because he didn't like Juventus, no. Because he said, I believe it's time for the Juventini, for us that are here on that channel that loves Juventus, to see another captain lifting that cup in the air. It's time for Juventus to win that cup again. Guys, I don't know when it will happen, but when it will happen, when Juventus will lift that cup again in the air, my first thought will be to Gianluca Vialli. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. We were speaking about that night of the 22nd of May 1996 with Juventus winning the Champions League over Ajax. Gianluca Vialli was the captain, but next to him there was another one, Didier Deschamps. Didier Deschamps that will not be the coach of Juventus next season. People were maybe expecting this or wishing that this could happen. No, because this morning FFF, Fédération Française de Football, announced officially that he will continue his contract until 2026. 4 more years for the one that was bringing l'équipe de France to win the trophy again and being second in this edition of Qatar 2022. Didier Deschamps will not be there, but of course that will give us a lot of time to speculate about Zinedine Zidane that had to say goodbye for 4 more years to l'équipe de France. Attenzione to Zidane and all the rumors. We will have time to speak about that, but we have first to go back to reality, to today, because today we have 2 birthdays to celebrate. One that is still in the team, not as a player, but in the sporting management. We are speaking about Marcos Storari. I will always do that mistake in my life. Happy birthday to Marcos Storari. And then there is another one, and that's ironic because today is also the birthday of Roberto Pereira, ex-Juventus player. Happy birthday to him. I'm wishing him the birthdays now, because indeed today he will be in the Allianz Stadium that he knows really well, because he was there at the season with Max Allegri, doing quite well, honestly. Yesterday even Max, he said that he was a really strong and great player. He will be one of the dangers of today, Juve Udinese, so pay attention to Pereira. Guys, I hope that he will not celebrate too much after the game. Filip Kostic is on the front page of Juventus announcing the game of 6 p.m. today with the 3rd shirt, so prepare the 3rd kit if you want to support the team with the shirt that they will play against. What is the mission of Juventus today? Well, putting pressure. We are playing in anticipation. Fiorentina Sassuolo will open Serie A today, but we are there, the second team, and we have to put some pressure, not only on Udinese, but on Serie A, because winning today brings us at -4 from Napoli. Is putting some pressure to Napoli for the next game that they will play versus Sampdoria, but especially the one that we will play on Friday the 13th, but also pressure on Milan that will close the Sunday day versus Roma in a big game. How will Napoli answer to the loss versus Inter? Because they are playing versus Sampdoria that won their last game. Attenzione. Mental pressure. This is the objective of the win of today versus Udinese. This is the mission of Juventus. Of course, it's not only on the ranking of Serie A that we have to put some pressure, but we have to put it also on Udinese. Understanding how they are playing, and tactically, we understand with 4 different pictures that Udinese is a team traditionally that are playing with that 3-5-2 since some years now. But Sotil, the coach of Udinese, is one that actually brought an Udinese in a different shape. An Udinese that is never the same in the 90 minutes because they are a bit of chameleon. They are changing color into the game. A 3-5-2 that becomes really solid in the back when they don't have possession. 5 men in defense with only Roberto Pereira, ex-Juve player with the number 37 at the time, that is able to have no defensive skills, no defensive task, is only thinking about offensive. And that's why when they recuperate the ball, we see there on the wide, really on the right side, really on the wide side, that he's starting there. Why? Because he's creating and looking for a partner. Most of the time it's Beto that scored already some goals with Udinese this season. Well, he creates and then he's looking for one that is finalizing. Attenzione to the physicality of Udinese player. They lost Neuting that went to Sampdoria, but they still have a lot of massive physical players like Beto, for example. So corner kicks and set pieces are something that not only the Bianconeri from Torino are mastering, but also the Bianconeri from Friuli. So attenzione to that specific point. And then it's a team that I told you is really solid in the back when they have to defend, but they are not waiting. They are not waiting because their offensive players are putting a lot of pressure really high on the field. They don't want to waste time and they want to recuperate that ball as fast as possible. So attenzione, because a lot of danger today in our home. On the other side, well, speaking about dangers in our home, we should do the game. That's my opinion. We have 2 ways of seeing it. One way, it's actually how we played in the last 7 victories. So a Juventus that is managing especially the first half, because Juventus, if you are looking at the last 7 games, only twice we were able to open the score in the first half, with Moiskin versus Empoli, and luckily that gave us the la to a lot of goals, 4-0, the most big victory of Juventus this season. But then another one versus Lazio, 43rd minute, that we had to wait really long, but it was still on the first half. And it's not a mystery that the 2 times that we were able to open the score in the first half, well, in these 2 games we went with 4 and 3 goals, 7 goals. Will we wait until the second half? As usually, that means that it will be a game where it will be quite boring again. A lot of criticism, because Juventus will study managing the energies to push back and to give a lot. Also thanks to the subs in the second half. That is what Gazzetta dello Sport is proposing us today. A team that is playing a bit more secure in the first half with the 3-5-2, with Weston McKennie wide on the right side, replacing Mattia Soulé, that didn't do bad, but yesterday Allegri said, attenzione, because he's a player with more offensive skill. But on the other hand, instead of putting Miretti between the line, we are giving him his original position as a box-to-box, with Di Maria being that link with Moiskin. And what do we see? That the match winner versus Cremonese, Milik, is on the bench, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. And then you have the one that I want to see, the one of Tutto Sport, confirmed by Romeo Agresti also yesterday. 3-5-2. The defense is the same, Alexandro Rugani and Danilo, but instead Federico Chiesa on the right side. And with the first official game in our stadium of 2023, with a full stadium, I can guarantee you today that it will be una bolgia. A lot of noise, a lot of screams from our supporters, supporting the Bianconeri, the right one, the one from Torino. Guys, today we have to do the game. I wish that today we are able to open the game as fast as possible and going with 1 more goal. 1, 2, 3, who knows? But I want a really dominant game of Juventus from the start. Why? Because that shows that not only we were lucky versus Cremonese because of the post and whatever you want, but also that Juventus is there because they want to believe in that Scudetto race that at the moment is still far, really far. 7 points from Napoli is too much, but winning and dominating, you are scaring a lot of teams. Attenzione. Guys, one thing is sure, in the 2 formations, in the 2 lineups, we saw Szczesny that probably we Juventini are not respecting enough. If you are looking at the EFFHS, they are giving him as the 6th best goalkeeper of 2022. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with Szczesny being in that top 10 ranking of the best goalkeeper of 2022. I tell you my opinion, I believe he deserved to be even higher than that 6th position, but that's me. Angel Di Maria, we go now to the striker. He will be there. I don't know if he will start today's game. A lot of people are sponsoring him from the first minute. Well, we have an angel for La Vecchia Signora. Then we go to another striker. It is Arkadiusz Milik that is negotiating his renewal with Juventus, or renewal, at least he's speaking about his future. I believe he did everything to deserve to be renewed, also because it's a really cheap one, because you will pay him for 7 million euro. Can you find a better striker at the moment than Arkadiusz Milik for 7 million euro? I don't think so. But also a really low salary if you are comparing to the other ones, because he has only 3 million salary per year. Guys, I want to close with a wish. Would be beautiful today if Juventus can win and open the score or finish or whatever, but win with a beautiful bicycle kick. That is the trademark of our great Gianluca Vialli. Grazie, forza. Juve.